Hello, friends, and welcome to this week's episode of So Fired. I'm Chelsea Toronto.
I'm Dr. Lindsay Regier.
And each week, we dive into life's negatives and reframe them into positives.
And we share our life lessons, and we also laugh a lot. And this week, we are talking all about love.
Love. Valentines, galantines, palantines, all the things.
All the things. And before we get started, I just want to make the book club announcement again.
Mm-hmm.
So March 1st at 12 o'clock Mountain Standard Time, Instagram Live, we will be discussing The Personal Librarian, written by Marie Benedict and Victoria Christopher Murray. And you can join us live and we can ask you questions. You can interact with us. You can hop on the live. And it's a really good book. So looking forward to discussing it.
Great.
Yay.
So excited.
Yeah.
I may read it again.
Okay. I'm going to start reading it next week, I think.
Excellent.
Some more. Yeah.
Okay.
Do you have a So Fired moment?
I do. Sure do.
Okay.
Let's see. I think I have two, but the first one, like the very formal one I should go with. I was feeling some dread that I was letting friends down, and it was weighing heavily on my heart. And rather than shuck the blame, or I tried to approach it from a different perspective, in which I approached friends and said, hey, I'm coming up short, but it's not intentional. It's just, this is all I can do, and this is my best. And I apologize if it's not enough for you, but please understand that I have a lot of love in my heart for you, but I just know that you may not be getting what you need from me at this time. And as a result of admitting like my limitations, it ended up being a really good thing.
Oh, were you so nervous?
Yes.
Yeah. Did you think that they weren't going to like what you had to say?
Yes, I anticipated, I had no reason to, but I anticipated getting some like negative feedback. Like somehow this was going to be a negative conversation or like lead to a fight. And it was really like hat in hand. I'm just like, hey, I really am excited to be your friend. I just,
you're like, I just can't do it.
It's like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, all the time.
My bandwidth is limited and I'm giving everything I have. And I've never been so well dispersed throughout my life. I'm usually like a 2-lane highway, and now my life has magnified and become more into like a 6-lane highway. It looks like an LA freeway system, and I'm having a hard time balancing all this. And I'm just like, oh my God, this is happening. So thank you to those that met me and not met like hi. It's not, but just like met me halfway and understood and could appreciate.
Oh yay! That's so good, because you were dreading saying anything. You're like, no, I think I'm just going to ignore that problem and wait till it goes away or gets better.
I realized it wasn't one specific individual. It was just like a lot of people that matter to me. I just felt like I was not holding up my end of the bargain.
Well, yay. I'm happy for your friendships.
Yeah. I still have some.
Mine is just short and sweet, because this is how I'm reframing my negatives to positive this week. My lovely, lovely car is in its vacation home, as I'm calling it now. Instead of being in the shop, I'm like, oh, she's on vacation. She's like loving the weather on her vacation home. So she is, getting spruced up. She's getting pampered. So instead of, thinking about, oh man, another thing, she's just living her best life on vacation. And I look forward to seeing her when she gets home.
She's on a staycation at a spa.
Yeah.
On ladies' retreat.
Yep, ladies' retreat. She's living her best life. She's going to have like some fresh lashes when she gets done. Those headlights will be nice and shiny. So that's my So Fired.
I look forward to that. But I do like it when we have to like carpool.
I know.
I do enjoy that too.
I think she's coming home today. So.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay. We did our So Fired.
Yeah. Now, do you have an issue?
Oh, boy. This show is slowly turning into Chelsea's issues.
I have an issue this week.
Oh, please, you go.
No, you can go.
I have so many.
Okay,
I'm going to bounce around a little bit. It's going to be like issue/update because they kind of blend. Now, past episodes, we've got 2 episodes solid with the Smilegate.
Oh, yep. So if you're new here, what's Smilegate?
Smilegate is at work. I work at a restaurant. My manager, when I was wiping down menus, like off to by myself in the corner, he came out and was like, "Smile, Chelsea." And that really irked me. A couple weeks later, I was walking just through the restaurant, again, not necessarily servicing anyone, and he's like, "Smile." That really gets me.
I hate it.
Okay. Which way should I lead? With yesterday's experience?
Yeah, yesterday's experience.
Or should I? Okay, yeah. All right. So, like we said, it's really very frustrating when people tell you to smile because what they're saying, what I'm hearing them say is that my natural resting face isn't good enough for you.
Yeah. That I'm entertaining you.
I'm not a monkey that should just be like, dance. So, okay. You thought, okay, so here I thought I did confront that manager, and you have to do it in a very delicate way because, like sexual harassment, sometimes it comes back to bite you, and then you are twice in the wrong through no fault of your own. So when he said it that one time, the last time, and he said, "Please smile," and I was like, "Yeah, you know what? You actually can't say that."
Like, did you say it like that? Like,
yeah, I was like, "Oh, okay. So actually, you can't really say that. It's kind of like an HR thing." I was like,
that was like the bitchiest, the most passive aggressive way to say it, and I love it.
I know. So remember, I was actually texting you and Jesse like real time.
Oh yeah.
That was like literally just a week ago.
Yeah.
So I was like, I can't because it was weighing heavily on me, and again, I'm just like, why do people get to like dictate just like how I look any more than they already do? Anyway, so I was nervous about confronting, and I was like, yeah, you can't do that. Okay, so anyway, yesterday at yoga, I'm just chillaxing, enlightened, just kicking it. It's Shavasana time at the very end, you know, the best time when you just like take a nap. I needed...
Yeah, you're napping, you're relaxing, your body's relaxed.
Exactly. Yeah. So I chose not to take Shavasana lying down. I was sitting up. I find that when I need to get started with my day, I'd rather just be like still in an energetic state. Okay, so I'm sitting upright and I'm just zoning out. I have my sweatshirt back on, my hood's up. Like I'm just chilling. Everybody else is laying down. So the teacher like comes on. Now, this particular teacher chooses to wear a mask, and it's one of those very heavy duty 3M, the one that kind of comes to a beaky point.
Yeah. What were those called?
Like
N95.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So she chooses to wear that, which all that means is you can't see her face, right? Yeah, that's right.
Is she smizing or not?
So she gets to the front of the room and like bends down, is sitting on her knees, and she looks at me. She's looking at me, which you would think no one's looking at. I'm just like...
I'd be like, close my eyes.
Well, don't look at me. Zoning out. And all of a sudden she makes eye contact with me, and I felt like somebody was like, I look at her and she's looking at me. Now, you guys will have to hop on our YouTube to watch this. But she is drawing a smiley face outside of her mask. She's like drawing a smiley face. And I was like, what the fuck is she doing? And I was like, is this bitch telling me to smile?
Through her mask at the end of yoga when you're supposed to be relaxing.
She's like, she does this a couple of times because I'm like blinking. I can't understand what's really happening here because outside of the mask, and I'm like, no, she would not be doing this. So all of a sudden I hear her say, "Smile, you look so sad." At which I said, it's just my face. So I am fired the fuck up.
Oh, I can't believe that's 2 weeks in a row of someone telling you to smile. And I mean, what's wrong with our relaxing faces? My face is not naturally smiley.
I can't help it.
I'm
like, is my face so unattractive? Like, it's offensive. I'm finding that it's offensive. Like,
what if you were sad? What if
I know, and that's exactly it. I made that point when I told you yesterday. What if I was sad? No one would come over and be like, "Oh, it appears that you're sad." I
should have just broken down in tears, be like,
no, because I want her to feel bad. I don't want to.
She would feel bad if that's what happened.
No, she should feel. No, I think she feels bad. I can't say definitively, but I imagine there, and I was like, so I left it as, this is just my face. And then I left rather with purpose. I wouldn't say abruptly, but I definitely left abruptly. So then I just felt, had she have seen me at the front desk, she might have said, oh, I'm like, there's no excuse for what? There's no rationalization. Okay. But here's the thing. I'm not this powerful. I like to think I am, but I'm not. The manager that kept telling me to smile, he got fired.
Oh, yes. At Pinot's.
That's right.
Yep.
Savage. Pinot's a savage. He fired this dude on his 50th birthday.
So savage.
Ooh.
Savage, maybe.
I had to ask the guys in Italian. I'm like, what's savage in Italian?
Savage.
Yeah. And I was like, Pinot, you got big balls.
Wow. Did he know it was his birthday?
Yeah, yes, he did. I feel like he did it intentionally because too many people.
Oh my God. To intentionally fire someone on their birthday?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
I said to Pinot yesterday, yo, could you give me a heads up before you like decide I'm done?
I would never last there.
Yes, you would.
I don't know.
You sure would. So yeah, in case anyone cares what happened, this guy was just, he's a manager. He's been there like 15 years.
Yeah.
And I think Pinot was he didn't like how many people are like, it's Horacio's birthday today. We should celebrate him. Pinot's like, bitch, this is my place. Let's not forget whose name is on the door, who keeps this place open.
Oh my gosh.
I know, he's a little bit of a...
That's why I wouldn't last, because I'd be like, it's my birthday. And he'd be like, you are fired now.
No, it was just that...
But why did he get fired? Was it...
He thought he was too money hungry.
Oh.
So like, at the end of the shift, I was like, Pinot, when did you know? He's like, what do you think? I was like, I love the fact that you did this and didn't tell me. Thank you. That was a super fun, because he and I will sit around and like talk shit.
Oh my God, I would not be able to keep that secret.
From me.
No.
Right. And I was like, how long did you know? He's like, maybe 3 days. And I was like, did you know you were actually going to do it on his birthday? He's like, well. And I was like, did you know you were going to do it at the end of the shift? And he said there were tears.
Yeah, I would think so. Like, it literally came out of nowhere.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
And then my roommate was like, is it because you told him about when he said you should smile? I was like, I am not that powerful. And no, I never told Pinot that he told me to smile.
Well, you know what? Pinot is actually, it's an Italian restaurant. He just wants Italians.
Well, I would say he's discriminating against others, but like, get on the bus.
But
you can be like Italian adjacent, or you could just be a white person with a really smiley, sunny disposition. Like my homeboy Connor. Like, he's not going anywhere. Shout out, buddy. So like, even the busser who like can do my job in his sleep, he's so clutch, because it's busy. It's Friday night. I'm taking orders. You can sit there. This guy, I don't even ask him, hey, can you help me like clear that table? And he's already doing it. But Horacio brought him from the pancake house.
Oh.
Pinot pulled him aside and was like, I hope to see you, because we could really use you Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. And he didn't come back because he is loyal to Horacio.
Oh.
Now, this is why Pinot was like, he's dead to me too. Because Adolfo was cleaning dishes behind the bar, and Pinot's like, hey, can you do this? And he's like, well, Horacio asked me to do that.
Oh.
Pinot's like, bitch, I'm the boss. So,
oh my gosh. This is just so much drama between 50-plus-year-old men. Like, so freaking catty.
I know. It's so great. Oh my God, I love this place. I didn't know how much I would love restaurant industry stuff. And then, oh my God, and we're done and home by 9.
Yeah, I know. Like, this isn't even after hours. This is like, you can be curled up in bed by 9:01.
So this isn't like we're doing lines in the bathroom. But it was just the fact that like in front of everyone in the middle of the restaurant at like 5 o'clock, and I'm like, you are unbelievable. Yeah, it was just, Anyway, so I'll wrap that up. I could talk about the restaurant for a long time. But I will not.
Okay, well, this is my issue. I'm a doctor.
Yeah.
That's the issue. So I started picking up a couple hours here and there at this new like different clinic, and I basically get like a flat rate every single month, even if I do absolutely nothing. I'm kind of just like on call if this doctor needs me to see some patients, and I'm supposed to like bring in some patients. So he gives me this like giant office. Like this office, I'm in my own corner. There's a doctor that's in the other corner that's never there. I have a nice desk. There's all these little knickknacks set up for me already. And he's like, make sure you put your diploma up on the wall. I'm like, why? I know I'm a doctor. He's like, no, you like really need to put a diploma up on the wall. I'm like, I think I know I'm a doctor, and I think that everyone who comes here to see me knows I'm a doctor. I don't think I need a piece of paper to hover around me in the background just to make sure people know that I'm a doctor. And I'm like, this dude just, oh my God, he thinks he's the smartest person that's ever existed. And he has this like trademarked marketing scheme. And he told me about it. I was like, that's it. Like, I was waiting for something to blow my mind. And I'm like, oh, so you do like network marketing is basically what you're telling me? That's crazy. Like, wow. And I'm such a bitch to him, but I think he likes it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I kind of just like, I'm like, everything he says, I'm like, yeah,
It's hard taking. Okay, here's an issue. Are you,
Yeah.
I don't mean to interrupt, but it kind of piggybacks on this.
Yeah.
How old is your dude?
Like my age, like 30s.
Okay, well, that's not going to work here. But here's an issue I'm experiencing. I'm having a hard time being sandwiched between two generations. So I'm going to say millennials and Zers are one camp, and then boomers are another. I am straddling the fence. And it's really hard because I'm so loving and appreciating like where life is going in terms of how much like diversity and acceptance and like finally everyone's getting a fair representation and we're all feeling supported. And we've been on podcasts where they're like trolling for us to say we're too sensitive to other people. I don't think that's the case. I'm really excited because I felt like I'd look around at times, whatever the example may be, and just be like, this isn't right. Whereas boomers are like, no, this is right. And this is how it is. And I'm like, you death grip your little white knuckly Medicaid to all of your biases. Point being, I feel frequently I'm educating boomers in the sense where I'm like, hey, this is not how this is going anymore.
Right.
Do you want to like reinvent yourself and join the masses, because this is really a very fun ride and very rewarding, and it's kind of life the way it should be led, but you really are sticking tight and firm to your patriarchy, and I'm like, you do know that's kind of wrapping up, right? Do you not see the horizon? So it's hard living in both worlds.
Yeah, and I think that the older generation boomers, they are so stuck on number as an age of like, this is who I am and I'm never changing. But like, you are definitely not a boomer, obviously, but no, you're like an elder millennial. But
the last boomer is 60, so my roommate's the last boomer, and boy, does he act like it.
Yeah, but I think that they are just so stuck in their ways and like, well, this is how it's been forever and I'm not going to change. But there's such an age gap between you and them, and if anyone asks you how old you are, they're like, no. I know. No, and you're such a young soul, so I think that it's hard for people older than you, like boomers, to comprehend that you have an open mind.
Right. I feel, not just me personally, but I feel like having an open mind is a real challenge for people these days. So that's an issue. So where there isn't an issue is love.
Love. Okay, every time I think of the word love, what song do you think of?
Love, love, love. Just like the one from Love Actually.
Oh. I think of either What's Love Got to Do with It.
Okay.
I don't know who sings that song. From the 90s. What is love?
Sure.
Baby, don't hurt me. Yeah.
I remember actively enjoying that song.
I mean, I think there's a remix to it, so you've probably danced to it lately.
I have.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so yes, all about love.
Whoa, that's a lot of notes.
Oh, well, it's mostly a picture.
That's my boo. Okay. Hilarious.
So, talking about love, Valentine's Day, Galentine's Day, Palentine's Day, Valentine's Day. How do we find the right people in our life to love?
Okay, I'm glad you brought this up. I don't even know that I formally asked you, but I was lucky enough to go visit my college roommates in Austin, Texas last weekend. It was amazing. one thing that I left with was, okay, so Carrie and her husband Josh have been dating pretty much since high school.
Wow.
And actively started dating in college, and they're married, and they have the most beautiful, like, family.
Oh.
The way they interact with each other is like, and having an insider view to like what true, it feels magical to watch a dad love his children so much, and like how gentle and like intentional and how affectionate and just touching, and then and that feeling and those actions obviously start with her, right? And then it's just okay. So the question that I found myself wondering was, let's say I'm newly single. Okay, let's say I am newly single and I am looking for a person that has demonstrated the characteristics and the traits and the actions like Josh did with his boys. And I'm on a date. Let's say I swipe right, go out with someone. What exactly am I looking for when talking to this person that will indicate that they're going to be like proactive and like kind to their children? I mean, like, don't tell me that like, oh, they've got a good sense of humor. I mean, like, what? Can you give me a cheat sheet to identify what a really quality person that will love the shit out of you the way you need to be loved? What is that like?
Some bullet points.
Because, like, I asked my friend Sarah, I was like, what would you look for?
Right.
If these were the things that you were seeking.
Is she single?
No.
Oh. No one's single.
No. No.
No. Just maybe you.
Always me.
Yeah. It's a good point because, good, like, sense of humor and good personality.
If you're funny enough, anyone can laugh at you.
I know. I think that if you're on a first date and they say something, or if you say something and they kind of, like, give you a weird look, or if they try to be like, no, like, that's weird, I'd be like, no, you're done because you're not accepting me for who I am.
Sure.
So then, on to the next. I would say,
like, you know how when Austin is particularly great with Layla?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's the example I'm looking for. What, if you were on a first date with Austin, what gives you the slightest, like, inkling that you might,
that he's like that? Yeah. That he's the best dog dad ever?
Yes.
Let me think back to my first date.
Or, like, his best husband. I mean, he's literally a romantic comedy husband.
He is.
Like, in the movies. Like,
in the movies, he's literally rom-com.
I nicknamed him rom-com a long time ago.
I just remember him asking me so many questions and letting me answer them and talk and not trying to, like, have me stop talking. And he was, like, really interested, and he didn't seem like he was bored at all, so that was good. And then he was just, like, so kind. And he's so sweet. And even to, you know how they say, like, oh, if you're rude to the waiter, you're probably a douchebag. Like, I think that's such a key indicator. Like, he's so nice and generous, and he's like, let me open up your door. What do you want for this? Like, what do you want to do after this? Like, asking me what I want instead of, like, dictating what I should want. And then he was just very, like, communicative, like, texting me and, like, calling me, and it was just, like, really sweet things. Nothing, like, raunchy all the time. I mean, maybe here or there, but
there's nothing wrong with raunchy.
I know, I'm like, maybe, like, a couple here and there.
Really?
Yeah, maybe, like, not right away, maybe after, like, a month or so.
Sure.
Yeah.
I realize that I need a little raunch in my life, but I don't want that to be, like, the predominant, like, I don't want that to be the main course.
Yeah.
Or not. I don't know.
I don't know. And of course, like,
okay, sorry, go ahead.
Of course, we, like, laughed a lot, and it's like you kind of have to figure out what's important to them in their lives without being like, oh, like, what are your core values? Or like, what do you want out of life? Like, kind of have to, like, pull it out little by little to see if there's some kind of, like, common ground where you can both fall back on. So that's me as a child bride.
That's funny every time.
And he would, like, pick me up and, like, open my door. Like, he would, like, what kind of music do you want to listen to? Or like, oh, let's plan this. Yeah.
Sometimes those things don't last.
Right. And then also, this is my question for you. What's the difference between love bombing and someone just being really kind and generous? Because Like, Austin is so kind and generous, and he, like, from the second we met, he's, like, always buying me dinner, like, he was getting, like, buying me this or buying me that, or, like, for Valentine's Day, like, flowers and presents.
Well, I don't think that's love, but that just happens to be my love language.
Yeah.
Like
But, like, is love bombing when it's, like, every single day, or if it's extreme, or, like...
Specifically what?
Okay, so when people say there's red flags in relationships, and love bombing is one of them, how do I know if it's love bombing or someone just being nice?
I think the frequency.
Okay.
For me, the feeling is where it's like picking up speed and momentum, and it's like so exciting that now it's creating like such a strong like buzz.
Oh.
As opposed to like maybe like 3 times a day. Or twice a day. After experiencing that for a brief moment, I realized that there is something actually more respectful when there's restraint.
Oh, yeah. I think so.
Yeah. Don't get me hooked on you and then take it away the next day.
Yeah. That makes sense. Like, don't be in constant contact all the time. And then, no, I don't feel like it.
You do be in constant contact if this is something you can maintain throughout.
Right.
Right? Like, I'm down because you and I are in constant contact. But if I can trust that that's how it's going to be indefinitely, then that's fine. But because we are creatures of habit and there's such strong dopamine hits that if every time you open up something and you get a DM and you're like, this is amazing. And then now you've created that pattern.
Yeah, you're always like looking for that next one.
And that, I would never be on Instagram,
Yeah,
but to look for, and then if it's in the absence, then it's like, oh, like somehow it's my fault. No,
right.
You can give me a treat every time I open it up. I'm going to be looking for more treats.
I would also say when you are out dating people, if you are willing to try something new with them, even though it's not something you thoroughly enjoy.
What are we talking about?
For example, I was never a runner, but when I met Austin, we were like, oh, we should like run together because like
that's adorable.
Because we need.
I thought you were going to be like a position. I'm like, that comes with trust.
Let me tell you.
Oh man.
So like, I think if the other person is also willing to be like, yeah, sure, I'll give that a go, so we can have like a common ground and some like common hobbies to do together. So like the whole time we've been together, like we used to run together. Then I was like, no, I hate running now. And now we work out more together. We like snowboard together. Like we always like come back to some commonality, and it ebbs and flows, like a shared interest. So like you have to at least have like one thing if you want to get the thing off the ground.
For sure.
And also not just saying yes to things that you don't want to do because you just want to hang out with them.
Right. In the past, I would change my existence to fit who they are. I don't think I can do that at this time in my life. I'm comfortable saying, no. No.
Nah, I'm good.
And I find I find that people find that more attractive. I just, I was talking to my roommates and I was saying about this book that I want to write and how I want to educate people who are starting, or people, we just don't have this element of education in our lives about like what to look for when it's love bombing or gaslighting or all those things. Like these are examples, and like what to do and what not to do. It's not, because I don't know, the dating scene and the way we're interacting with one another is so dramatically different than it's been in the past. You like call someone, I like you, do you want to hang out? Yeah. Then you make out, and then more than likely you're dating.
Yeah. That's how it used to go down.
It's not so much like that.
Now it's just a buffet of people to choose from, and
you can filter the shit out of everything and everybody. Like, how far do you want to travel? That's important to some people. So, I don't know. It's got to be hard for even people who are familiar with it. Like, this is just a really strange way. So, for people who meet people and fall in love and make it work, I'm even more impressed than like old-timey relationships.
Yeah, and like it all ebbs and flows and there's always highs and lows, but I think if you can still find like a way to grow together.
I'm just trying to like,
yeah.
I don't even know about growing together.
Like, grow from the first to the fifth date. Like, get some character development in there.
Just listen to podcasts and tell me if you think we're compatible.
Yeah.
At this point, it's like I am 100% an open audiobook.
I think that maybe you should just start sending voice messages if you're talking to someone that you want to go on a date on so they can get the gist of who you are.
Yeah, it's called SoFire.com. Check it out.
Check it out.
Wherever
Subscribe wherever you get your podcast.
But this isn't about me. Like, I'm not necessarily... Actually, you know what I was thinking about? I am not really capable of love.
Oh.
No. I was thinking about it. Everyone's like, date, do that. And I was like, wait. No, I am exactly where I should be. Maybe this is a SoFire thing because I'm a lot more broken than I ever thought I was. I am like fully functioning, but I am not capable of that. And I feel comfortable and safe knowing like these are my limitations. And this is, by knowing them, keeps me safe.
Yeah, you gotta love yourself before you can love anyone else.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
So if you don't have a Valentine's Day, you have a Galentine's Day. I just, I don't know.
Did you know that Galentine's Day originated on Parks and Rec?
Talk about
that is influence. And I'm like, that's our new goal. We are going to come up with some silly holiday because we're so influential.
2010. And that is life imitating art at its finest. No, I did not know that until I started doing some Galentine research.
Yeah.
Parks and Rec, you have some heavy clout.
I know.
Wow.
Impressive. I know.
Yeah, no, I realized that. And then just one more pressure. And then I felt bad. Okay, Valentine's Day. Not great if you don't have someone. Galentine's. What if you still don't have anyone?
I know.
Like, twice I'm going to feel like an asshole? Like, I mean, until recently, I didn't even have a Valentine to pal around with.
I know. So there's
I'm super sorry.
There's a few ways to be disappointed this week.
You're not alone. I'm disappointed.
And also, like, it's like I have gal pals and
a boyfriend. Yeah. Hey, I know what people should do. If you're not having those things, stay off of Instagram.
Oh, yeah.
Stay away from Instagram because you know what? Their commodity is to make people feel bad. That is what they trade in. And people's, like, insufficiencies.
Oh, I know. I need to, I hate scrolling through Instagram all day. I'm like, no, I'm just going to see if there's
I'm
something
sitting
funny.
there waiting for my dopamine hit.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why I'm scrolling. I'm like, any minute now, I'm going to get something. And then, it's such a bummer.
I know, because there's going to be on Galentine's Day. Me and my girls, like, oh my God, I love you so much. Like, what would I do in life without you? And then the next day, Valentine's Day, like, oh my God, love of my life. This is our story. And like, blah, blah, blah.
I do feel like
I do short and sweet. I'm like, love you.
Yeah. I do realize, and we're guilty of doing this, on how elitist it can seem that you have like a female best friend, male or female. And so sometimes I'm because I, didn't know what it felt like to have a best friend and that kind of love until recently. So to like shove the Galentine's deal. Do you know about White Day?
No.
I can't even be sure I'm saying that.
Is that
so
a thing?
Yeah, it is. In Japan.
Oh.
Wait, let's get back to our Valentine's Day real fast. Do you know that there's a whole 7 days of Valentine's Day?
I did not know that.
You ready for this?
I am ready.
February 7th, it's Rose Day. The 8th is Propose Day. The 9th is Chocolate Day, Teddy Day, Promise Day, Hug Day, Kiss Day, Valentine's Day.
Oh.
One more way.
We're just a drip campaign to Valentine's Day to warm them up.
They're so it's called white chocolate? No, it's like I can't believe I forgot it. So in Japan, it's structured differently. Valentine's Day in Japan is primarily women giving chocolate to the men in their lives, ranging from like your boss to like your significant other to, I don't know, all the men in your life. And there's different types of chocolates that you would give based on like what the relationship is. So, which hard to believe there are so many different types of chocolates. Not just like, we're not talking like brand, but category.
Right.
So like good diamond, like milk, blah, blah, blah. So then a clapback come March 14th. I think it's called White Day, where the men return the gift and are encouraged to spend 2 to 3 times more money than the women did on the chocolates.
So make sure you get them nice chocolates so you get a very nice present.
Talk about a return on your investment.
That's a good one. I love that.
I know.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, all right. It's just, and that is a recent to the holidays. I am fascinated by new holidays being added to the calendar.
Oh, every day.
It's just like out of nowhere.
Yeah, it's like today's cookie day. Crumble cookie day.
Oh, Sweetest Day, which is
yeah.
October
something or another.
Or
Did you do that in school, the Sweetest Day?
No.
Oh.
They say confectioners or like candy makers.
We got candygrams for Sweetest Day. Or like I think them at some point there were roses, but like people like the boys would buy girls candy or roses. Mm-hmm. I had a full belly. Not really.
I don't really remember being the recipient of a lot.
Okay, so anyways, it's Galentine's Day, Valentine's Day, Palentine's Day. So for Valentine's Day or Galentine's Day, what are you guys doing? We're just curious. We'll give you a shout out. We're always looking for some more gal pals to hang out with. So take a screenshot of this episode, tag your favorite gal pal, and tell them why you're their gal pal. A little moment of appreciation. And that's all we have for you.
Even if that gal pal's your dog.
Yep. Especially if it's your dog.
Especially if it's your dog. Mm-hmm. Right? Maybe just post it on Instagram and tell everybody. Because we could celebrate your dog too.
Yeah. We love to celebrate dogs.
I'm wearing a t-shirt that says my dog is my Valentine.
So cute.
So cute.
All right. Well, we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Disclaimer. This podcast is for entertainment purposes only. The stories and statements expressed herein are experiences and opinions. They may not represent the views of the production studio or the hosts. If you disagree with our content, that's okay. No podcast is perfect for everyone.